Yo, all the companies out there get paid whenever I'm sick. Every single time I'm sick, I go into the doctor. And if I go into the doctor, then I got to pay for like the, 7.5 minutes that I get with them, the average 7.5 minutes I get with them. And then from there, they'll give me some pills. I got to pay for those pills. Insurance, gives me like a discount or whatever you want to call it. And then from there, then it's like, all right, I got these pills. I got to continuously take these for maybe like 2 weeks or whatever, and I just have to continue that process with every like sign, symptom, or problem that I have. I continue all these. Maybe I get surgery, something like that. But either way, if I'm sick, I have to go in and I have to pay for this whole like procedure to be done for me to get medications or whatever it may be from them, right? But if I'm healthy, if I'm perfectly fine, then I don't have to pay anyone a thing if I'm healthy or if I'm feeling great or if I can like, if I don't come in with whatever I have, I don't have to pay anyone. But when I'm sick or if I'm not feeling well, even when I'm healthy, if you pay for like if you gotta pay if you pay paying for health insurance and stuff like that, right? But besides that, I mean by the point where like if I'm sick, then I have to come in and then I have to pay and give money, and they get money. These companies, they get money. But when I'm healthy, when I'm perfectly fine, I don't have to pay any money to them. I don't have to give them any of my money. So it's like, where's the incentive at? Because if I get paid only when a sick person comes in, like a hospital, if I get paid, like if I'm a big company and I get paid when people come in and they don't have and they have like a broken leg, I fix up their leg for them and then I send them off again, right? I get paid when people get broken legs. So that means if I have someone out there that can go and break people's legs, then as they come in to me for help, I get paid just to fix their legs. But once I fix their leg, that's a one-time thing. I fix their leg, they're good to go, right? But what if I could fix their leg and give them something to like take the edge off? So as I give them something to take the edge off, they'll need to take it for at least 2 to 3 weeks and what was it? And dying the doses down. This may not be exactly right as like pain medicines work, but like, just in my own world, right? But give them something for 2 to 3 weeks as they have to die down and slowly take off the dose because you can't come off all at once. I give them the 2 to 3 weeks and they had to give me like $20 payments each time they take a new little capsule jar from me or whatever. Then I can fix the leg, get paid for fixing the leg, and as soon as I send them a new batch of to little medicine to take the edge off, I also get some money for that. I also get like $20 every capsule I send, $20, right? So now I'm getting paid not just for fixing the leg, but for helping them recover and helping their body heal, but taking the pain away. So mainly just taking the pain away, and by fixing the leg, they get money or whatever, right? I want to put this in like to a little bit of perspective. That's why I gave that little like mini skit, right? So if I'm healthy, I don't have to pay. Like if I spend my money for food that improves my quality and stuff like that, then that means I can feel better. And as long as I feel better and do better, it actually shows signs to actually indicate that I'm feeling better, like not having like diarrhea every night, not having like oily platters or sour BO. Like it actually shows signs of me being healthy, not feeling it, but feeling it and showing it, right? Especially like sleep scores, I'm sleeping good. I wake up, I feel energy throughout the entire day. Like as long as I'm showing these signs of me being healthy and not just feeling it, because feeling it can be subjective, but me actually showing signs that I'm doing great, right? Me being on top of the world with energy, freaking cracking up and anything, like smiling, like low key being jolly for like me showing signs of like being healthy, good libido, like all that, right? I benefit off that. I don't benefit when I'm sick or if I'm continuously taking medications or anything like that. They benefit because I have to continue to pay them money, right? And really think about it. What is like medicine? What is like NyQuil? Let's use NyQuil for example, right? If I take NyQuil, if I take these types of medicines, what does it really treat? What does it help me with? Because these medicines, they're not necessarily healing me. Like when I take one, I don't feel like they're not healing me, but at the same time, they're getting rid of the symptom, like those little nasal sprays, like when I spray those into my nose, like my nose are completely clogged. I spray up them in there. Now I can breathe. Like I can breathe completely fine. Like air is going in right. But at the end of the day, I'm still sick. I still feel lesser quality. I still feel pretty sucky, right? Because I'm sick. But since I sprayed those things in my nose, I can breathe now, right? That's treating the symptom. That I've just treated the symptom that I can't breathe through my nose because of how sick I am. But now I can breathe through my nose, which is a really nice feeling to be able to breathe back into your nose, right? It's really nice, right? But that's really treating the symptom of it. Or if I have a postnasal drip and I take some medicine to like thin my like to start thinning the mucus I have, then it's like I'm not really addressing why I have postnasal drip. I'm not addressing why my nose is clogged. I'm not answering the why of it, but I'm just getting rid of that one symptom. And, the human body is pretty freaking amazing, right? So if it can't do one thing, if it can't express itself through like me like shooting mucus out of my nose, then it's gonna find another way of me shooting mucus to my mouth or maybe like shooting mucus through my butt. I'm joking, I'm joking. But it's gonna find another way to clear itself out or to fight back or whatever because the human body is amazing, it loves you, it adapts to you, adapts to what you do to it just as you're laying down, it'll adapt to the way you're laying down or sitting down, stuff like that. The body's amazing, right? So it does, yeah, I mean, it does its job. It does its healing. It's the only thing that can actually heal you compared to like medications and medicines or pain relievers. These things can't heal you, but they can numb certain senses and they can like medication stuff like that. They can like force their way in you and they can do one job. They can force that one job to be done. And once they force that one job to be done, despite what your body's already doing, it's going to completely override your body. Unlike if you took like herbs and tea and like take like more like a holistic route about it. Like if I take tea, then it's going to help my body. My body can use this in a certain way if it wants to, if it chooses to, and it can like work with it. It can work with it like a friend, right? Like if I'm playing dodgeball, right? And I have a freaking I'm going against the enemy team. It's my team versus the enemy team, right? Me taking like a me taking a medication, right, would be like freaking coach comes in and starts fighting the enemy team. And as he's fighting the enemy team, he's like knocking us around, like he's knocking the kids around because we're all kids here, right? Kids here, kids there, and coach comes in and starts just freaking like attacking the enemy team. But at the same time, as he attacks the enemy team, he's also attacking us. He's knocking us out the way. He's stealing balls from us. Like, bro's just playing like a butt, right? But me taking medicine, me taking like, not medicine, me taking like herbs and going a holistic route about it, me eating like garlic or like onions with honey, or be taking just like chugging down straight turmeric and like grinded up ginger stuff like that. Me going this route about it is more like adding more players to my side, adding more players to my field that are like here to help me and here to add to what I can already do instead of big coach coming in and like just getting the job done, if that makes sense. That may not be the best example, but it's kind of like the example to really get your mind thinking about it, or at least open your mind up more about like, all right, what am I really trying to say from this? What am I really having about here, right? Just to really open the mind up more about like how does medicine impact me and impact my body, impact what it's trying to do compared to how does taking tea, how does like sleeping multiple times a day give my body the time to rest and recover, not force my body to go above and beyond, even when I'm sick. Because especially here in like America, right? And here in the US, it is like if you're sick, you get like 2 days off, 3 days off of like school, like 2, 3 days off school, and you can't miss anymore, and you're super behind, and like freaking the world's crashing down because you were gone for 2 to 3 days. Like you can't be sick, especially in the workplace, right? Like building up sick days and stuff like that. That's like insane, right? As you sit here and build up these sick days and things like that, it's like you have to like you get punished for being sick, and it shows that if you're sick, you still need to like take the freaking little nose things, right? And just like breathe and like go throughout your day and continue to get everything done even when you're sick. But that's not really how our bodies work because our bodies can't always work at 100%, right? So I'm like, all right, I need to actually sleep for like literally a day straight, like sleep for a day straight, wake up, drink some tea, eat ginger, eat freaking raw onions with honey on it. Do the whole freaking route, have the towel over my head as the steam from all these things come up into my nose. Like I need to actually help heal and work with my body, right? And actually sleep all day. And then the next day, do maybe a little bit more, a little bit less sleeping because I feel better, stuff like that. Have myself completely healed out in 2 days for 2, 3 days, compared to me freaking struggling to keep up and still trying to do everything, right? And my sickness being prolonged because I'm actively fighting against my body, forcing it to excel for like a week on end, maybe a week or two on ends. Thankfully for me, as I've been improving my health, as I've been working on like the quality of my food and stuff like that, I haven't been sick in like I haven't been sick in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been sick in a minute. I'm not saying that like if you start improving your quality of food and stuff like that, that you'll be well, you will be like less sick. You will show less like symptoms of being like unhealthy, right? Like like sour BO, oily sweat, diet, like messy stools, like inconsistent, like bowel movement, stuff like that. Like you will show less symptoms as you improve the quality of your food, stuff like that, which I personally experienced, right? Like I talked about in my last video, right? But as you continue to like work on yourself, I'm not saying you'll never be sick again, but I'm saying that like your sicknesses, like you need to be able to like work with your body because like you will probably be sick again. I will probably be sick again. I just haven't been sick in a while though. I can't really remember. It's about maybe like a year and some change, but like I haven't been sick in a minute. But at the same time, as time goes on, I'm bound to be sick again. You know what I mean? Like, symptoms of being able to be killed, right? Symptoms of death, right? So I'm sure I'll be able to show more signs like of being sick again in the future, right? But at the same time, what if like I've improved my quality of health to such an extent where it's like when I'm sick, I'm blowing my nose for a day and I'm sleeping, and then the next day I feel great again. I have no signs of me blowing my nose or me maybe I cough up more one day because I have a post nasal drip where I have to like cough up my nose. I'm still trying to figure out the freaking why I even do that, right? I'm still like trying to knock off the indicators. I'm thinking maybe I have to get some blood work done because I feel like I've really improved many aspects of my life, especially even down to the fibers where I literally bought organic cotton bed sheets like yeah, I'd say a few weeks ago, right? But like it's like newly now, right? Or maybe a week or two ago. But newly, like I'm still working on myself. I'm still improving my own health, right? So I'm still trying to get to the bottom of like, all right, why do I have postnasal drip? I don't want to just take like a freaking mucus thinner or something like that, right? Because it's like that doesn't help me at all. Because now I just thin out my mucus, and mucus is like it can travel different BS out of your mouth and stuff like that, and it's just useful. I, mean, I don't really know all the freaking uses for mucus, right? But I know it's useful, and my body's spitting something up, and I need to know like why it's spitting it up, or like maybe something I'm taking in. Maybe there's some type of like hidden seed oil that I'm taking in. Maybe it's like maybe the air around me or something like that. Or maybe there's some mold in my home that's like built up inside me to an extent where it's like I have mold build up. I spit it out, but the mold is able to like regrow itself or something like that in me. Maybe it has a parasite. Like maybe like freaking whole shit work trying to figure out like what it could possibly be out there, right? Instead of me just taking medicine like, oh, I got this, let me just take some medicine for it. I'm actually trying to improve like all the quality aspects of my life, like food, fibers, freaking random BS I can find to improve about my life. Detoxing like saunas more and stuff like that. Like I'm really trying to find ways I can improve myself and improve my health so I can overall feel better. And I do feel better. I do feel great. Like even though feeling is like subjective, right? Like going off the symptoms that I show of being unhealthy and how they've minimized over the time, right? And me looking at these indicators being like, all right, am I still having diarrhea every night? No. Am I still having acid reflux? No. But if I do go eat like a pizza somewhere, right, I'll have freaking acid reflux for 2 days and it'll fade away on the second day. I know that for a fact because I did it a few months ago. I think I did it a few months ago. I had freaking pizza. It was like a celebration thing, and I had like 3 or 4 slices. Even after I ate those slices, I still felt hungry because it's just made of like just like BS ingredients, and like my body can't find the nutrients it needs from the food. I still felt hungry, right? But at the end of the day, bro, it's like the more I actually work to improve my health, it's like I can feel more and more healthy. I can feel more and more like showing less. Basically, I use health. I use a way to find health as me reducing the symptoms I feel that make me feel sickly, if that makes sense. So the less sickly symptoms that I have, the less symptoms that I can show to the ideal of like perfect health. Like if I have perfect health, then I should have no problems, unlimited energy, freaking great freaking recovery and regeneration, whatever, restoring of my body, like healing wounds and stuff like that. Great detox mechanisms as this freaking thing flies around me. And as long as I continue to show these things, right, and as my symptoms decrease and decrease, that's like, all right, I'm chilling, I'm freaking doing great. Just continue to improve myself from there, and we're going freaking amazing, right? So that's kind of like the mindset that I go with when it comes to that. But these companies out here, bro, they get paid like all these sickness companies, all these freaking big boys out there, right? Especially these unhealthy, like fake health brands and stuff like that too. I'm literally paying them to improve my health. Like that's the only reason I'm giving them money, fake health brands, freaking like pain relievers or like NyQuil stuff like that, or like or basic like comfort foods and things like that so I can feel better, not just like physically, but emotionally. Cause now food has dopamine now added to it. Like there's food out there like on like really like processed unhealthy foods. And maybe some of them may not even seem as processed, right? But these foods out there are actually like now giving like a dopamine response to the brain. So it's like I eat this and it's like I don't just feel like good because obviously I feel worse after eating this, right? But after I've eaten it for a few seconds as I'm munching on it, I feel like, wow, I feel like this is like the most amazing thing, right? Because I'm literally getting dopamine from my food, right? Which also leads into like food disorders. And if you get a food disorder, then we can give you this for that. And like low key, it's like the food that we eat poisons us. And as the food that we eat poison us, the freaking pharmaceutical company can then come in and it's like, okay, you're now sick. I can give you a drug that will make you eat less food. And if you eat less food, that means you'll feel better because now since you're like obese and stuff like that, like like there's so many things out there that come full circle of you're now sick, we got you sick, you're now like worse or off to feel better. Now we can crank that around and give you some medication and like stuff for that. It's okay like a nasty, horrible symptom because you really got to think about the incentive. Like, how does these companies like get profit? How do they make money? Like we have the most expensive healthcare out there, but like we don't have number one freaking like people out there. We just have like sucky, obese people. It's it's low-key and insane if you really like look about it, think about it. Like even think about who pushes like these Harvard students and these like top like Harvard students or like yeah, who pushes these students and who funds these students to run certain studies. Like the studies saying that like Cheerios and Lucky Charms, I think it was. I think it was Cheerios and Lucky Charms are better than like meat and eggs. Like who do you think really funds these like crazy studies like that? Because like how is like these two processed foods like compared to like meat and eggs. And just you think about it, it's like, cereal can't really compare to like meat and eggs. But like there's studies out there that have been run and manipulated and been funded by the wrong people because they have the wrong like they don't the wrong incentive to work because they're the wrong incentive idea, whatever you want to think of it, like morals wise, right? They get paid when we're sick. If they can send out more of their food and we can eat more of their food and we can get sick off their food, then the pharmaceutical companies get paid. Just like the calorie model. Like really think about like who does the calorie model help? Because the calorie model, it is useful, right? It is useful. I think it's useful. I think it has use, right? Like when it comes to breaking down the micronutrients, are you really getting it everything you need? Stuff like that. That has use, right? But if you live by the calorie model and only the calorie model, then you'll be set up for failure because think about all these companies now, they have low fats, low freaking what's it, low sugar, and they have like these diet cokes, like diet drinks and all that, right? Like 0 calories. Like all these drinks out there, 0 calories, zero sugar, zero fat. But the ingredients list is freaking a whole freaking bibliography, right? So if I live by the calorie model, then it's like, all right, 0, 0, 0. This is perfectly fine. I can drink this, and it's like nothing ever happened to my health, right? But obviously, that's not true. When you drink Diet Coke compared to a normal Coke has sugar in it, right? Diet Coke, instead of having sugar, just has a whole bunch of artificial sweeteners. That's how it can still stay sweet. That's how I can still say low sugar. But it's more than just sugar. It's more than just the calories on there. It says it's more than just those numbers because food is more than just a number, right? It's about the ingredients that actually make up that food. And food can break down to be a lot more complex, right? So obviously, I'm not on the team of like lab grown meat or seafood or anything like that, right? Because I don't think like man can create what God already did, right? So with these calories right here, right, with these numbers, it's like, all right, like food is more than just a number. It's what's made up of the food. How's the food made up, right? Just as like we have like fruits that have been sprayed down with pesticides or like not or GMOs and stuff like that, or like been grown up or raised with GMOs and all that BS. It's like these fruits, it may have the same nutrition profile, but it's not going to act the same when I eat them, right? And obviously, if I continue to eat foods with high pesticide residue and I consume those pesticide residue, then it's like a literal killer, right? So it's going into me, cancer like pesticides and stuff like that. These killers are cancer causing and stuff like that, right? Or maybe what's the thing called? What do they call maybe carcinoid or whatever, whatever BS term, right? But at the same time, it's like the lesser foods, the lesser qualities, the more like sprayed stuff, glyphosate, all that BS, right? Then it's like that will continue to like destroy your health and beat you down over time because it's not just like one thing that really takes out your health. It's not like one big boulder that comes and hits you. It's like thousands of mini pebbles that come and just keep freaking like beat you away, right? It's like you're getting stoned with freaking mini pellets as you're just trying to like live your day to day, not just like with the clothing you wear with the foods you eat, if you eat this, with the water you drink because it has like birth control, fluoride, and other freaking BS chemicals, with the toothpaste you use, with the floss you use because it has like PFAs, microplastics. We put your phone in your pocket, leave your phone in your pocket for hours on end. Like it's just stone after stone after stone after stone. Like you're constantly being hit with stuff. You're constantly being exposed to chemicals, the air you freaking breathe and what's in it, how the little freaking airplanes be running around on top of us, right? And they be like spraying these little stuff into the air, right? And I was like, I think it has arsenic in it or whatever, but it's I forget what's inside these little things where they're playing tic tac toe in the sky for real. They're just sitting there playing games for real as they like spray and try and like control the weather or something like that. You know, whatever freaking Bill Gates is like on about, right? Whatever the freaking tic tac toe thing in the sky is on about. I know they be doing like crazy stuff up there. I just can't remember exactly what it is up there. But at the same time though, they get paid when you're sick. I'm just trying to really truly express that point because it took me a while to understand like how do they get paid when they express that point? Because the calorie model was pushed heavily by Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola funded the most money and really put in that work and effort to push the calorie model because when people live by the calorie model because they want to lose weight, of course, calories in, calories out. I also believe that to be true, right? Especially if things have been shown. The more you eat, yeah, the easier it is for you to gain weight. The less you eat, the easier it is for you to lose weight, right? But at the same time, putting yourself in like that freaking calorie prison will still like lock you up and like it'll just tear up your health ultimately overall if you live off that calorie model. I'm not saying you can't use it and like guide it to like help you like when it comes to food and stuff like that, right? Because I think it is still like a useful energy. I still think it's a useful tool, right? But I think it's one tool in the tool belt. I don't think it's something to live by. I will never live by the Coca like the freaking Coca-Cola model. I never live by the calorie model, right? But I still think it's a great indicator or a great tool that you can work with to really use it to like further improve your health, making sure you hit all your macronutrients, make sure you're hitting high protein counts, making sure you're hitting high, like high, low, whatever carb counts. Like I think you can still use it to your advantage. But if you live by it, I don't think you'll be able to like actually truly prosper or feel as great as you could be, like showing less symptoms of being sick, right? Because ultimately my goal is to make people healthier, make people feel healthier, make people feel the change from feeling here to here to here, like to really feel that change. And the quality of food has been just freaking skyrocketed. I immediately felt that change day in and day out. It took me just, I want to say it took me days to weeks to for my gut to really start like swapping gears for real. Like some like I think my quickest change for me is like my bowel movement, right? Like if I eat something unhealthy right now, my bowel will immediately shift on me, right? But if I continue to eat something unhealthy for like long periods of time, then I assume my oiliness and stuff like that and like sour BO that I assume that will come back as time go on, right? But at the same time, if I have like one or two cheat days in a row, then it's like I still won't have like my oiliness or anything like that come back because it takes like a compound effect. Like compounding effect like really gonna like make or break you, right? That consistency with it too, right? Those things right there is kind of like it's kind of me just like spitfiring like just like freaking how companies get paid off you and on how you either can pay for your health now by paying like with organic foods and fruits and you'll just feel better like your life will be better, your life quality and everything will improve like freaking guaranteed, improving the quality of your food, improving the fibers that you wear, all that, right? You do have to sacrifice comfort foods. So you have to sacrifice I had to sacrifice my Saturday mornings. There's this bowl of cereal that I make every Saturday morning. It would take me an hour to eat, right? A big old bowl of cereal, hour to eat. I would just be sitting there. I have some type of like little show playing on my phone, right? And it was just a comfort, right? Like I wouldn't even eat that type of cereal before school. It was like a healthy brand. It was like if I can only remember the cereal's name, right? It was like two like healthy cereals that I combined together, put peanuts in it. Like it really is a healthy cereal, right? And it really is. I had like a big bowl of it, but at the same time, it's like a comfort food, and it was just like more a comfort thing for me because I just wanted comfort. And said comfort like three times, right? But I would sit there, I'd be sitting there eating it for like an hour, just freaking watching a show, just unwinding, right? And once I figured out, like, okay, this isn't good for me, this isn't helping my health, this cereal isn't, actually truly good. It's just a fake health brand out there. I'm like, okay, I gotta improve it. So I switched to oatmeal, but I switched to instant oats, which still had like Quaker instant oats, which still has like horrible ingredients in it. So I was like, dang, bro. So now I swapped it to ground beef with like toast, honey, and like the whole shit works with like milk on the side. It's freaking delicious now, right? It's still delicious, but at the same time, the food back then, that comfort food I had, which I had to sacrifice, right? Had like dopamine in it. Like when I was eating it, stuff like that, it had dopamine. Still now, like, I'm actively like I'm watching like my little freaking phone screen. I'm watching something like to like watching like a podcast or something like that as I'm like eating. but at the same time, because not just because of what I was watching, even though it's not good to watch and eat at the same time, right? But even though like I was eating like food, right? The food on its own was giving me dopamine spikes in itself, which honestly isn't good for anyone because it's like, all right, then it becomes a true comfort item because I can sit there and eat a whole like thing of ice cream, like Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and I would feel good, right? But as soon as I stop, I would feel like sickly, like sluggish, and like just worse off. But you can only feel these things. You can only notice the feelings and symptoms I have until you take your body into account and really listen to what your body's trying to tell you about like, all right, like you're showing this, this, and this, like what's the problem here? Like until you really take your body into account and listen to your body, you can only really get from there, right? So, you know, wrap it all up in a freaking bundle to understand. Eat higher quality foods, listen to your body, and more importantly, if you want to yap for an hour to me for free, just let me know. It should be top in the description if you want to yap to me for an hour. And also, I explain literally the whole works of freaking, food, clothing, like phone RF EMF radiation, freaking the whole shebang, talking about how to improve the quality of your life in your home, outside of your home, out and about, receives. I talk about just freaking the whole beginner works going to advance so you know everything that you need to know about like improving your quality, not of just food, but quality of life. Check it out. It's all in the description. But truly, thank you for watching though. I really appreciate you.